Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my anime journal. Hope you had a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if you celebrate either of those. I know, yeah, like I said, there's a Lunar New Year as well. It's coming up in a couple months, so or in a month, like so, I guess. So yeah, it's like you might not have celebrated that now. Um, but yeah, the holidays is definitely why I haven't recorded for such a long time. Just I thought I could have gotten a recording in before my parents came over, but I didn't. And then after they came over here, then we went back. Me and my brother went back with them over to their house. So definitely a long time without really being able to record. Um, but yeah, we're back into business. Although tomorrow I'm going back to school. And school is definitely more time consuming than work. So I don't know. Like I might not have as much time to watch anime, but I also might not have as much time to record. So just a heads up. Although I do have quite a lot of anime to still talk about anyway. Um, and also I don't know how long this episode is going to be or how many anime I'm going to cover. It's definitely not going to be all of them. I might only get a chance to talk about a couple, and then it's like, well, if it's too long of an episode like this, like I think I probably should cap it out at like 35 minutes or so. Um, but yeah, also just a quick little side note on Iruma that I talked about last time. I failed to mention something funny about Kirio. Um, that he has like an Osaka accent, which is funny because they don't speak English, or not English. They don't speak Japanese. Canonically, they're speaking a demon language, so it means that when they are speaking, it's being translated into Japanese for the viewer. So it's like, why did they choose to translate his voice as Osaka? I would guess it's because he's from a rural region of the demon world, which itself is interesting. Like I don't know what I don't know what demon accents are like, or um like what rural places there would be in a demon world. But like if you have only demons, then it means that even if you have like these demons who are going to this prestigious school together, I guess some of them must have been like farmers or something. And but yeah, the idea of demons farming is actually kind of just a funny image. But yeah, he does have that kind of an accent, which is yeah, just anyway, we're starting out actually this episode with Dekoboko Majo no Oyako Jijou, which is the first anime that finished from this season because um it's only 12 episodes, but they also dropped the first two episodes both on the same week. So means that we actually just got like this batch release of these two episodes, which was nice, I guess. Found it a little annoying at first, like, oh, why we have an extra episode we have to watch. But yeah, yeah, it's a fun anime. So the plot here goes that um we the two main characters we have Alyssa and Viola. Um, it's it's a mother and an adoptive daughter, but the adoptive daughter is actually like this tall, dark skinned witch, and then the mother is this little girl. uh, so I think what was it, Alyssa? It's I know she doesn't have a human age. It's like 300 or something. Let me check. Um, Alyssa Dekoboko, because yeah, it is a funny age. I think it was around 300 or so. But her daughter is, I think her daughter is actually like really young. Like when you look at her daughter, she kind of looks like she might be in her like 20s. Like that would be a good guess. Like she looks pretty tall. She looks like she's fully matured. I think she was only like 17 though, so she just matured really quickly. And then Alyssa is a witch, so she doesn't need that. She just uh, it might be something like, say, in Tonari no Kyukatsuki-san, where it's like her age is locked just at a certain point, and it ended up being locked at like age 13 or so. But it could also be in something like Tonari. What was it? Um, Kobayashi's Maid Dragon, where they just age really slowly, and she might look like a fully grown adult when she's like 1,000 or something, and maybe look really old when she's like 10,000. um, because yeah, she's only like a couple hundred years old now. It might be that's young for a witch. I don't know. But yeah, they're both cute anyway. And it's just like their life together. It's fun. There's just some good humor in it. Um, yeah, it's mostly just kind of like a supernatural slice of life. It's cute. There's not a crazy amount going in it. Um, After that, I watched. Oh right. Um, yeah, Kiko Senshi Gundam Suisei no Majo. Suisei. I mostly know this from Hololive, but it is the word for Mercury. Um, and what's also funny about that is that like Suletta, the main character, oh yeah, she learned her name is learned Suletta Mercury. Uh, I guess that must have been a surname that they got by being by living in Mercury. But yeah, they some people call her Suisei-chan as well. It's like Miss Mercury, which like say I remember I had a classmate in school who was an exchange student from Russia, and some people just called her Russia. Just I don't even remember what her real name was. I didn't talk to her much, but it's like, oh yeah, nickname Russia. It's like, yeah, I guess that works. Um, Also, there's some like funny things to think of. Like, not everything is answered in terms of like how things work with the fact that Mercury has been colonized by um, Earthlings, humans. Um, I don't even know what Mercury looks like on this world, but apparently I've gotten like some kind of mixed messages. It feels similar to how like just colonies and their colonizers bicker. Like say the fact that Americans and Brits kind of both clown on each other and both kind of see each other as like the inferior version. Um, Actually, like American, I think the major or like the biggest group of Americans are actually German in terms of blood. But like they originally it was a British colony, and a lot of Brits clown on Americans, a lot of Americans clown on Brits, and like a similar thing seems to happen in this universe where you have like this kind of bickering and like this rivalry between what they call the Earthians and the Spacians. The Earthians being just anyone at all who was born on Earth. Um, and Spacians being anyone who was born anywhere other than Earth, because which is also kind of a funny term, because like Earth is part of space, but it's more just like the idea being that they're people who were born outside of like their home planet. Um, and I guess if you were born on the space station or if you were born on Mars, it doesn't make a difference to them. It's like you're a Spacian either way. But and apparently someone, what was it, Anime News Network claims that Suletta is North African, which is like Arab basically. Like I can see it. Like in terms of skin color, that kind of checks out, but I'm not sure if that's actually a canon thing. But yeah, it's like it doesn't really matter where on Earth they came from, because like, you know, people in space kind of just intermingle in a funny way, and it's like, who cares? In the same way as like people in the US kind of like, you know, there's so many different things and people just kind of marry whoever they like, and there's so many different cultures that kind of all just meld together, and it doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day. But also they have a funny thing with birthdays. Suletta cares about her birthday, even though like she must be like in her 80s in terms of like Mercury years. But Mercury years are also very odd, because a Mercury day is about 2 times as long as a Mercury year. I think it's, but they're both they're both. I think a Mercury year is about a quarter of a Earth year, but then a Mercury day is about a half of an Earth year, which is annoying and confusing. I genuinely don't know. that must be painful to actually, like, they said that Mercury is like a mining settlement. That's why people live there, but like, imagine actually being sent over to Mercury to be like, you're gonna be a miner, you're gonna extract resources from here. By the way, it's basically like Midnight Sun. It would be the same as like being at the North Pole. Like at the North Pole, it's about 180 days that the sun is up for, and then it's 180 days of night, and it's the same thing on Mercury. 180 days of day, 180 days of night, in that kind of rotation. That sounds painful, and if you're on Mercury, you can't escape that without going outside of Mercury. It's not like, oh, you just move somewhere else. It's like, no, like the whole planet is like that. In fact, it might even be worse at the poles. But yeah. Now, in terms of the actual plot, I just talked about like the random intricacies of this. Like, yeah, this is a funny thought. But in terms of like the actual plot of the show, I cared more about the Yuli than I did about the real fighting. The fighting though itself is funny, because like they have like this whole history of how like the Gundams, and like I haven't seen any other Gundam anime, but like they have like a really big deal about what a Gundam is. And it's like well, we have like the term a mobile suit Gundam, but it's like there are other mobile suits out there, but Gundam is like a specific subset of it that also kills the user, which is an important part of it. And they also consider them to be really bad. It's like, no, we don't want no Gundams here. Use the other mobile suits, the ones that don't kill the people inside of them. And it's like they're training at a school. They don't want the students to be hurt. So, of course, you shouldn't be getting killed. That's kind of self-explanatory. Um, and they also settle everything through duels, which are more of like a sport. It's sort of like, yeah, it's sort of like a mecha version of sports where they have to like cut off the antenna of the gun of the mobile suit in order to win. And it's like anytime two people are having an argument, it's like, let's get into our mobile suits and fight each other. That will settle this. You're talking about someone about like, this person. They like here have two people arguing about Nisekoi, like Onodera's best girl, or the what was it what was the other chick again? um, the blonde chick. If Chitoge, like one person says Chitoge is best girl, and it's like you can't seem to settle it, and you just get in your mechas, and whoever manages to get the antenna off the other guy, they're right. You can't argue with that. Like, if they beat you, they're clearly right. uh, and that's just how everything is settled. Even like, yeah, it's like even like big decisions. Like, I don't know if the politics are also settled through that. If it's like you have two people, it's like, I want to be president, and the other person's like, I want to be president, and then they just get in their mechs, and it's like whoever wins, like, well, they won. Like that's just how this works. They took off the antenna, so they get to be president. I gotta. It seems like that would make sense, at least in terms of, I guess, school president might be solved that way. Probably not like actual politics. Hopefully, that seems kind of dangerous to just be relying on who has the best mech. But in terms of just school arguments, I guess it all works out. It kind of seems a little extreme to just be getting in your mech all the time to be settling little debates, or to be settling, things, even settling romance. Character has an arranged marriage, and it's like, no, daddy, I don't want this arranged marriage. I want to marry someone else. And they just go in the mechs, and they get their way. But yeah, Miorine and Soleta, they're a cute couple. It is kind of gay right out the gate. It's Miorine is like really into Soleta, and also just really into defying her father. That is like her father is like a really powerful person, but it's like, nope, I don't want anything that you want. Stop pushing your ideas on me. And yeah, that's why she claims Suleta as her new fiance. But yeah, yeah, let's see what else is there to talk about. Yeah, the height difference is also funny between them, since like Soleta is like a fair bit taller than Miorina, even though like Miorina is like wearing heels all the time. Like Soleta is still like a lot taller than her without heels. but it is cute. It's cute, and it's nice having Suletta as like the potential husband, uh, female husband, um, being the tall one. And she's even taller than some of the boys in the show. Although she's not like crazy tall in terms of like actual height. Like I think she's still shorter than I am. Although not by like a crazy amount. Um, like oh yeah, 170 centimeters. Um, yeah, so a little shorter than I am, which is like pretty tall for a girl anyway. Actually, she's still a teenager, but like it's not like girls actually grow past that anyway. Um, but yeah, she's cute. Um, yeah, they are very cute together. Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, and Suletta also gets like bullied for being from Mercury. I think that is kind of just more of just the bickering that they just have like this kind of rivalry, but I can't really work out if it's like if they are equals or if it's like the Earthians kind of look down on the Spacians, but then the Spacians kind of look down on the Earthians, and it's like no, I don't know if one's actually superior to the other canonically, or if they all just don't like each other because they're different. um, but yeah. Oh yeah, Jaturk. Jaturk is a person. Oh yeah, and Jaturk. I think I don't know. He's kind of like in the anime. I know I have looked up with like Suletta extra Turk, and some people do like that as a ship. Um, like I could see it as a romance, but I do prefer Suletta and Mirine. They're a cuter couple. Um, yeah. I think yeah maybe the rest can be like I enjoyed the anime, but I actually like because I'm not like super into mechas as like a thing. Um, so I mostly I like the romance, I like the lore, but like I'm not like a huge fan of the fights themselves. Um, I know there are some like longer mecha battles where it's like just not a huge fan. There's some like politics that are fun in it. I don't want to get into spoilers, but yeah, I'd say it's a good anime. Definitely check it out if you're into Yuli, if you're into mechas. Actually, I don't know. Is this even a good anime for mecha fans? Like I'm not sure. And I've heard some people say it's good for as a gateway mecha because it's like it's it's not too long. It's there's lots of other things to like about it. Um, and there's also not that much mecha screen time. It's not like even I joke about like the they're in mechas all the time just to settle petty arguments, but like it's not like them being in mechas is actually like a huge portion of the duration of the anime. So if you're really into mechas, it might not be the best anime to watch. But like if you like the other parts of it, and it's fun. Yeah, there's also some characters who are like students but don't seem to ever actually be in mechas. I guess like it seems like they are learning how to be mecha pilots, but as well as like learn other things at school, I guess. Like they must. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I guess I can probably move on to the next anime here, um, which is Gintama. What was it? Gintama Degree, I guess is the name of it. It says under here Gintama season 4, but it is like season 7 or something. So, yeah, what would it be? I think season 7, right? Because it's the first Gintama, which is 4 seasons, and then there's Gintama apostrophe, which is just really just, I think it's just 1 season. There's just kind of like a second part of it, and so that would be like the 5th season, and then this would be the 6th, I guess. I don't know, but you might consider apostrophe to be 2 seasons as well. You might consider all of the first 4 seasons to just be 1 season. It's complicated. But yeah, Gintama Degree. It was fine. Like the first while, maybe like the first half of it, I still enjoyed. It was still like, not some good humor and stuff, some good arcs. But like, yeah, like partway through, it just started getting like a little overly boring. Like the arcs kind of were less humorous. It was starting to kind of lose its edge. Has more just generic arcs. Kind of feels like it's like it kind of gets into the groove of just being like another generic battle shonen that just happens to have some good jokes occasionally, and just be more absurd. And I don't really like that. Like, it's just not as entertaining as earlier versions of Gintama were. Yeah. Wouldn't, I don't know. Would I recommend it? No way, not really. I'd say, like, I still liked Gintama apostrophe. But even Gintama apostrophe wasn't like as good as the original Gintama. Like even by then it was kind of starting to lose some enjoyment. So yeah, like by Gintama Degree, it's just, I don't know. It's a little boring. Kind of just say like you might as well just stop. Like if you're gonna prioritize, if you're gonna like really, work out your time to be as efficient as possible in terms of entertainment, then yeah, Gintama Degree is not the most efficient use of your time. After that, I watched Santa Company. Santa Company was garbage. Didn't really have much to say. Yeah, there's just not much of anything. Set a year after the events of the novel. I didn't even know there was a novel. What? There's a novel? No one told me there was a novel. It's an original too. That means that that it's actually. Oh, yeah, that's weird. Why isn't she wearing pants? It's cold out. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't very good. Wouldn't recommend it. But by the way, the second, there's there's supposed to be like a proper sequel. Oh no. So there's a feature length version, which I don't know if it's lost media or something. But it's not even like a really long movie. It's an hour. Yeah, I also watched like the weird spin-off thing. We'll talk about that later. Can't talk about it now. Okay. Boy and the Heron. So this this is the next anime to talk about. And I do have a decent amount to say about The Boy and the Heron. Yeah, and it is just a movie, but it is Miyazaki's new movie. He claims it's his last retirement. I don't know if I believe him. He is fairly old though, so he can't have too many retirements left. Like maybe one more, two more at most. But like, it's not like he's gonna retire 5 more times. Like we know that. Unless he becomes like the world's oldest man or something, because like he's already in his late 80s. Um, this last retirement took him 7 years. Took him 7 years to make this film. So, and like the one before didn't take that long. So, it means he's getting slower. Like if it's gonna take him like 7 years to make this one, like just think like the next one. Like he could like take like a couple year break and then unretire again, and maybe take 10 years, and then he would like unretire again for like another couple years, and then might take like 12 years. Like it's just not feasible. Like he'd have to live to like 130 or something to get like a couple more films out. So like I think this might be his last unretirement or his last retirement. Or that. Whatever. He might still make some short films. I don't know. I haven't been to his museum anyway. I can't see them. But yeah, the Boy and the Heron, or it's also known as How Do You Live. It is an original anime though. It's not actually adapted from the book How Do You Live. But the book is a prop in the movie, and it talks about I don't know, something. So yeah. Now there's a lot to say about this because it's still like in theaters here. You can't just stream it now. If you want to see it, you have to see it in theaters. I think there's still some time left to do that. If you don't make it to theaters, and it means you have to wait, like, I don't know. I think, is it 6 months? It might even be a year. I think it might be a year. But you have to wait a while before you can actually see it. It's only G Kids now, so it's not. I don't know if it would go on Disney Plus. I think Netflix has a bunch of Ghibli films, so it might end up on Netflix eventually. But but not soon. And so I'll try to keep spoilers out of it. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll just talk about this next episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time, and goodbye.